real bad. Andre's dead. He's bleeding from his fucking eyes, leaking blood all over. And Clancy, I don't even know where the fuck he went. The Baker family, batshit fucking crazy. Ah! Listen, this tape, it needs to get to Angry Joe. I don't care how you do it. I don't care what you need to do to get it out there, but it needs to get to Angry Joe. Ah! What the fuck? I can't take this anymore. These people, these freaks. You gotta get the tape. You gotta get here. You gotta. Ah!
Hello? I'm here. This is the right derelict house, right? I'm Angry Joe. I got this tape sent to me from a guy. I'm here to return it.
Ah, yes. Good.
Where are you? Where are you at?
Did you rewind it?
Did I rewind it? No. I barely know how to work that VCRs for like 20 years.
Oh, did anyone ever tell you? Be kind, rewind!
What the fuck? Just take the fucking tape! Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want my tape? There was no drop box. Nice old lady. Okay, I'm just gonna leave the tape here then. Just set it right there, okay? Okay. Bye. Holy crap, the creepy is back in Resident Evil. I am so happy that Resident Evil has decided to do a bit of a refresh. With 7, we get a new game engine, a new first-person perspective, and a new well-voice-acted, just interesting characters who turn into compelling boss battles.
Holy shit! What the fuck?
What the hell?
Some Michael Jackson shit going on over here.
This isn't just another one of the zombie shoot-'em-up games or an extension of the Awful Six. Gone are the Michael Bay explosions, extreme high ridiculous action, and the numerous over-the-top quick-time events. Back is the claustrophobic feeling of fear and a great sense of real dread and tension as you do your best to avoid the terrifying hillbilly Baker family on their large backwater estate.
This was supposed to be a very special feast. Come on, boy. Welcome to the family, son.
It's got this great mix of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Resident Evil Biohazard that really makes it feel both familiar and unique at the same time. It's true survival horror this time, and the atmosphere is thick. The animations sell the action well, and it's ironically an actual Resident Evil, just as the case with the first Spencer Mansion. It's clearly inspired by recent horror games like Amnesia, Outlast, Alien Isolation, especially with that first-person perspective. but it works here for this game in particular.
I'm not fast enough. Holy shit!
Holy fuck,
That
this game is
was-
crazy.
Yeah.
Did not expect that.
It mixes these with throwbacks to the original 3 games where you've got puzzles, limited ammunition, you have to do careful inventory management, you got herbs for healing, backtracking to previously visited areas to unlock new sections, and save rooms where you're able to just take a break from the chase.
Oh no!
I support Capcom in doing something new here if it leads to something actually good like it does. Those mega fans who are downvoting this game to hell with 0s and 1s just make me cringe. They can't stand the idea of not playing without their precious Jill, Chris, Leon, or Wesker, who have had more than 6 games, including spin-offs. At some point, there needs to be some room to try something new. And it's possible that the new universe will eventually meld with characters that we've seen before, if the ending is implying what I think it's implying. However, I do think we could have had a stronger lead character in Ethan.
I'm Ethan Bradbury.
I don't even really remember seeing his face.
Ethan Bradbury.
He's this rather wooden and stiff character, especially when some of these things are really shocking and his voice is pretty tame for what's going on.
Oh my god, I just fixed my hand. Oh my god. That's gonna get infected. That should heal me up. Yep.
My skin just got put back together.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, for fuck's sake, he loses limbs and he hardly reacts. Oh my god! Leave me alone! What do you want from me? Oh. Are you good then? You don't ever really get a sense of him. Worse, in VR, they don't even bother giving you a body. So you feel like just some floating arms and a head.
All right.
Oh, and that thing on your wrist is a codex.
I don't have a body.
I know, all you have is just arms.
That's not good.
Hell of a girl.
Shit, Ethan is probably scarier in real life than the Bakers. The whole time he's basically just looking to save his wife, who is somehow tied to the Bakers. And I'm gonna be honest, as soon as I met Papa or that bug lady, I would have pieced the fuck out and took my chances running off in a random direction. Mia be damned, you know?
I would never do this.
Me
Well,
neither.
you don't have a choice,
I'd
but
be
I
like-
would climb up
Yeah, I would try to climb back up, but
Yeah.
I would never go into this kind of wall.
specifically.
Bubbles!
that.
There's something else!
Bubba.
Go.
Oh,
Oh, shit!
Stupid piece of shit. Okay, I'm out of here. Joe.
Okay.
Let's leave.
I probably feel bad for drinking some of the water now. It got in my mouth. It's fucking gross. Shit.
However, every other character is unique and rather fascinating. Maybe with the exception being Zoe, who contacts you through phones throughout the house, attempting to help you out of this mess. She just doesn't really have a good resolution or much character there. Thankfully, the major adversaries don't suffer that issue. Mia in particular is really friggin' scary and unpredictable.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's Mia!
Oh, shit!
See? I told you. It's fine.
She's got that grudge or that ring look to her when she's under possession. Her face is just perfect for that evil look. Hell, I even thought she was creepy as a normal girl.
Hey, baby.
Hey.
I just wanted to say,
Ooh, you are creepy looking. I am already in
So
a horror
mean.
game.
I gotta get back
Oh
to
my
work.
god,
I
she's
love
bleeding
you,
from the
Ethan.
mouth.
I miss you so much. I'm sending tons.
Baby
of
shaded
kisses.
cherry popsicle.
She's perfect and a really strong opening act for the rest of the Bakers. But I gotta wonder why, if she didn't want Ethan to come looking for her at all, why did she even bother sending the message telling him to not come looking for her?
Ethan, you were right. I did lie to you. And if you find this, actually, I'm emailing it to you, so yeah, you're gonna find it. Don't come looking for me. Cause I'm still alive and I'm just hanging out waiting for you at Dovey, Louisiana, 1374 Baker Street. That's the exact location I'm at. But stay away, Ethan. Come find me. No. Just do whatever you want. It's up to you. I love you, Ethan. But for realsies, come find me.
And holy shit, these hillbilly killers are fucking crazy. It's interesting discovering how they're involved in all this horror mess, how they could be so strong and seemingly return from the dead so easily. It's all explained as you explore through the game's story sections, as well as through some VHS tapes, which can be found laid about. These serve as sort of side missions, and some are optional, but can prepare you for the future encounters, and it's a pretty clever and awesome idea. I really liked the VHS tapes. Daddy Baker gives us this sort of unstoppable Leatherface type character to run from throughout the house, while his wife Margaret gives us this perfect heebie-jeebies, and she somehow is connected and can control disgusting fucking bugs, spiders and mosquitoes and centipedes. Ah!
Oh shit! No! Oh my god, back up! What the fuck?
I think OG is a little bit nervous.
I am nervous, I'm not gonna lie.
They're all terrifying, especially when you have them up close in your face in VR.
Yeah, I know how you feel. Oh my
that's
god, they're
nasty.
fucking everywhere. I hate these things.
This is like the part we want us to do in
Ugh.
VR.
Go, keep going. They're fucking falling everywhere. How do you speed through? Oh my god, this feels fucking weird. No!
There are a ton of memorable moments in the game, especially in its boss battles. And I just love how these monstrosities just talk to you as they fight, mocking you or creeping you out the entire time.
Fuck crazy!
Oh my god.
Tiger!
Fucking nasty. That is creepy, combining like spider and
Shit,
human.
man. She's like,
Honestly, that's fucking creepier than the Slender Man.
Yeah.
That is way creepier.
yeah, and then she could talk to you and
The Slender Man, you just watch him and you die.
stupid.
The brother character has this obsession with the puzzles and death traps, which makes for very clever Saw-type gaming sections where you must solve his sadistic puzzles to get out alive. It was a welcome and cool gameplay change, adding to the overall charm.
You're gonna have to come through me. You hear? Now come on, Ethan. What do you say?
What do you say?
What the fuck?
Fuck!
And the game had already had plenty. Despite being able to scare, excite, freak out, and terrify, it also has some of that quirky silliness from, you know, the good kind from previous Resident Evils. Like when Papa Baker just jumps in the car that you meant to escape in and just tries to run you down with it in the garage. It's crazy shit.
Holy shit!
This is fucking awesome, dude. This game is fucking crazy, man. What the fuck
I
is
did
going
not
on?
expect that. What
I
the
didn't
fuck is
expect
he on? He just tore apart that car.
I was super impressed with the game. It was well on its way to a high-ass rating. I'm talking 9 or 10. But eventually it did start to misstep here and there. Later in the game, we get this lengthy exposition section on a boat where you learn more about the daughter character, and it really just serves to slow down the game in a bad way. It was easily the most boring, repetitive section of the whole game, sucking out most of its charm right there.
Yeah, the boat level is really dragging it down a little bit.
I mean, it's good that it shows you some of the back history, but the gameplay is not quite as good.
These enemies are boring!
Fuck this level.
The creative Baker family eventually gives way to new mindless enemy types called the Molded. And they seem to spawn from this black substance that's everywhere. These enemies are really easily exploited, and they're hardly fun to fight.
Okay, good job. Åh jävlar, helvete! Almost. Is someone not attacking? Okay, never mind.
I do like how you can blow limbs off and disable them, but it's easy to just headshot them. At least until you realize you could walk past them and just shut the door in their face.
He's slamming a door in his face.
You can just avoid enemies slamming doors in their faces.
The ultimate weapon against these monsters, doors.
Don't open the door for him. They don't know how it works.
What's up, dude? Hey!
He's like, I see him.
Jerk!
Push forward. Keep pushing. Close
Right
it.
now! Fucking
Close
close down! We're fighting each other!
He's coming in.
I see you, dude.
I would have liked, though, to see a bit better variation in the enemies, too. Maybe some dogs or hunters or other weird creatures, giant snakes, something like that, instead of just variations on these Molded. I was also disappointed that the game has a multiple choice section towards the middle that really ends up being a letdown. It doesn't make a fucking difference in gameplay which option you choose other than a slightly different ending at the, final conclusion. If they had done a better job here, it would have made the game slightly more replayable beyond just, more difficulty modes and its upcoming free DLC stories. And it's frustrating that some modes are going to be paid DLC, but from what I've seen, they aren't worth it anyway, and they're more side stuff, so forget them. Thankfully, even at around its 10 hours that it took me to complete, I felt fully satisfied with the wide range of emotions the game put me through, and with the resolution of the story, despite a slightly weak final boss battle. I also gotta mention that if you're playing normally, aiming can be a bit slow and wonky, perhaps on purpose, but this is 100% fixed in VR mode as you shoot where you look.
Only 2 shots? Really good. I want to say that I'm not you. Even he tried to like block.
He's like, ah! He's more scared of me than I am of him.
He's gotten so much better. What happened?
And holy shit, I need to talk about VR for the PS4. This is one of the most, if not the most immersive VR game to date. It is a VR system seller. It's a fully featured game that's not just a fucking tech demo. It's the most complete experience yet. It really makes everything so much better in this game to play it in VR if you aren't too susceptible to motion sickness, as it does give you that full control to, you know, move your character.
Oh my god, there's so many insects.
She's right there.
She was there?
Fucking run. I can't close the door. What the fuck? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Fuck you!
Oh my god, I still don't dare to play this.
Hate you!
It is really a full point better in VR. It could be 2 points better if it didn't have some drawbacks on its own. For some odd reason, you can't adjust the brightness in VR and it's darker than normal. Also, the UI oddly tends to disappear for no reason behind certain objects if you're too close.
The only thing I don't like is it's dark as fuck.
Yeah, it's really,
and
really dark.
whenever I'm trying to choose my ammo, it gets kind of hidden with stuff.
Yeah, that's very strange.
And they really should have done a bit better job not having to fade to black so much at certain scene transitions that are in VR format. The sense of discombobulation is a bit worse in VR, as you can actually see your floating arms and bodiless character.
That's a chainsaw? Can I pull this off?
Jerk it! Jerk it!
Ah!
Block it!
Oh, it's so nasty.
Look at your hand, look at it! Look at it!
It's ruining it by disembodying me and then constantly fading to black. It didn't do that at all when you're just normally playing the game. It was a little bit more effective without all fading to black a fucking fuck ton.
However, despite those few missteps, it is still one of the best VR titles that you can experience, and I highly recommend playing it in that mode if you have the setup. It's that horror experience that I was talking about when I first experienced VR. It is awesome. And thankfully, it's actually great in either format. You don't have to have VR.
Hey! Look at how accurate. Headshot, headshot. Headshot, headshot. Headshot, headshot. Boom, baby! You bitch!
So, the final verdict for Resident Evil 7 is a solid 8 out of 10. It's honestly a 9 out of 10 if you have a VR setup for that added value, but most don't. But I can say that even at an 8 out of 10, I can easily issue this as a badass seal of approval. It stops the downward spiral of the Resident Evil games of late. I am so looking forward to the future of Resident Evil from this point. I hope that this spawns a sort of new trilogy. Let's see more biohazards and hopefully a return of some of the classic characters to please some of the fans who felt left out this time. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show.
Does this belong to anybody? I keep finding her in my house. God.
What the fuck? Just take the goddamn tape!
I'm emailing you and checking every hour to see if you read it. Stay away!
Does this belong to anybody? I keep finding her in my house. Can't get rid of her.
I can't get rid of this bitch. God damn it. Grandma, get the fuck out of here.
Alright, we're done, Joe.
Alright. Here. Take it off.
Over in the back.
Give me in the gun.
Over in the back.
Okay, later, Joe.
Over in the back!
No.
I can't see!
Dude, what would happen if I left you in this costume?
I would cry.
Can you try it? Just try yourself. You'd be completely stuck.